Good morning, and welcome to Mount Vernon Unitarian Church. I am Heather Plank, and a friend of this congregation. Whether this is your first time with us or your 1,001st, know that you are welcome here and that we are glad to have you. We are continuing to navigate how to best offer services in this time, and we are glad we can provide this forum, both in person and virtual, to find comfort and recommit ourselves to the mission of supporting one another in our spiritual journeys, working for justice, caring for the earth, and building the common good. We gather to recommit ourselves to dismantling systems of oppression and injustice. It is good to be together. We have several announcements this morning. One, remember that we have a Christmas Eve service at 5 p.m. this coming Wednesday, December 24th. Oh, no, not this Wednesday. 2 weeks out, sorry. I'm wishing the work week was over. Also, Reverend Dave sends his greetings. There was a death in his family, and he is attending to that, but he will be back this week. Lastly, please continue to look to your emails, phone, and the website for continued updates about worship and other church happenings. And know if you are ever in need, your church staff is an email or phone call away. I invite you now to take a deep breath with me as we enter into this time of worship. Last night was the first night of Hanukkah. I'm sure many of you are aware of the tragic events in Providence and in Sydney. I invite us to take a moment of silence together to ask that everyone impacted by those events receive the physical, emotional, and spiritual care that they will need in this time. All right, I invite Lora to help me with the lighting of the chalice. The chalice lighting today is adapted from Until All Means All by Erica Hewitt. The chalice, as a symbol of Unitarian Universalism, arose as a beacon of hope in an atmosphere of tyranny. The chalice arose as a sign of promise that the marginalized would neither be forgotten nor ignored, because they are beloved and precious from the perspective of the holy. This morning, we remember all of the people, all the beings who have been told explicitly or implicitly through police violence or government policy, through derision or dehumanization, that they're anything less than whole, anything less than beloved. As we light our chalice here or in our homes, for those of you watching online, may we make of our lives a beacon, a symbol of our promise to draw the circle wide, a sign that we will not rest until all means all. You want to introduce the song?
Thank you, Heather. Thank you all for braving wintry conditions. I know it's not so very much, but sometimes not so very much is harder than a whole lot, right? So thank you for being here today. For those of you who are joining us online, thank you for making the choice to be super safe so that you can come back often. Our opening song today is one that may be familiar to you. It's called Jingle Bells, also known as One Horse Open Sleigh. It was written by Unitarian music director who was, well, there are a couple places that can claim this. It's either Massachusetts or Georgia. There's some controversy about who can claim where the tune was written, but we'll leave that behind and just enjoy singing it together. And are the words in your order of service? Or they, okay. So we're gonna do those words. So here we go.
Oh,
required to have speaking lines. We just need your presence and your posture and your possibility. There are masks up front of various animals and birds. So if you would like to come forward and choose one now, before the utter chaos begins, you're welcome to do so. Even if you choose a mask, if it gets right down to it and we call out the animal and you come forward and you want to come forward but you're not sure, it's okay to just be the animal and pretend you're wiggling in, okay? So just saying. And I'm going to try my best to name all the animals that are here, but I think that the animals that are here in mask form may not be the same ones that are in my script. Like I said, it's going to go perfectly. So there is your invitation. Remember, there is room for all. Okay? So if you'd like to come and get a mask, please do. If you change your mind at the last second, that's also fine. So, we have wolf and deer and mouse and raccoon and beaver and bear and a slightly pink woodpecker because the ink on my printer quit, and a rabbit, and whoops, the blue jay that is about my age, apparently, going a little gray on top. Cardinal? I think it's, as Heather pointed out, the birds look kind of like they're from Angry Birds. I don't think that was on purpose on my fault, but. All right, please also remember, again, if you change your mind at the last minute and you hear an animal you want to be, come be that animal, okay? Just saying. All right. Thank you. There's still more, so you have time. This morning, in community, whether here or online, we show what is going on at least a little bit in our lives by lighting candles of joy and sorrow. So at this time, I would invite you to come forward, forming 2 lines in the center aisle to light candles.
Thank you, Victor. We come now to the morning offering. Each month, MVUC shares the plate with a charitable organization that you, the members, have chosen. This month, we are sharing the plate with United Community. United Community is a comprehensive social service agency serving the Mount Vernon community. United Community provides necessities such as food and rental assurance to families in need, helping adults find meaningful, sustainable work, and it offers numerous educational and enrichment programs for children who comprise 40% of its clientele. We invite you to contribute whatever amount you are comfortable with. If you would like to write a check, please make it out to MVUC, and you may also make a donation online at mvuc.org. Will the ushers please come forward?
You into a moving meditation. You can rise if you would like. You can also do this seated. Just be careful that you don't slide off your chair. So we'll go through this 3 times. So I'll start. Heather and I are going to demonstrate as best we can with all our things going on. This is the time when nature itself is resting. We humans seem to have taken a different tact for the end of the year anymore, like the coldest part, and we're out there being busy. So I'm going to invite you into a moving meditation that reminds us that we are also part of nature and part of the cycle, and that it's okay to rest and say, maybe not today, but thank you for being here today. I'm just going to say that too. All right, so our first position is wide open, arms up to the sky, because you are a star, you are made of star stuff. And then because there's also the seed of possibility within each of us, we're going to draw that star stuff in and in, carefully. Maybe if you're standing, put your feet closer together, drawing in the energy that the summer sun provided, gathering it into your center. Curl your whole self around that seed of warmth and light, letting it rest in the protective circle of yourself, nurturing it through the dark of winter. And take a breath or two here. And then, because this is the cycle, begin to stretch yourself slowly outward again, up toward the sun that shall return. Strong and tall. All right, you ready? We're going to do that again. We're going to begin drawing that star energy inward and inward. Gather toward your center. Curl around that seed. Nurture it. And then begin to grow again as the light returns. One more time. You ready? Here we go. Once more. Well done. Amen. Blessed be. That was beautiful to watch, by the way. Would you please remain seated as we sing our meditative hymn number 55 in your gray hymnal, Dark of Winter. Thank you all. We'll hold that calm energy with us for just a few seconds. Our pageant's story today is from one of my very favorite picture books by Jan Brett, writer and illustrator. This is called The Mitten. We've kind of adapted it a little bit, but it was originally a Ukrainian folktale, or a conglomeration of several Ukrainian folktales. So I thought I would dress appropriately with a nice linen embroidered shirt from Ukraine, thinking of the culture and the people and what they're going through right now. And still they have winter, and still they have traditions, as do we all. Some of the written records of the original tales from the Mitten date back to the 19th century, so there could be many, many, many different versions, which makes me feel better about having some animals in there that maybe weren't originally there. I'm okay with that. So let's begin. Imagine a winter day, maybe something like this. Once there was a child named Nikki who wanted new mittens made from wool as white as snow. At first, Grandmother Baba did not want to knit white mittens. I'm looking at parents like, you get it, right? This is also why Heather and I were unsuccessful in our attempt to find white mittens at the thrift stores. Baba warned, if you drop one in the snow, you'll never find it. But Nikki wanted snow white mittens, and Baba finally made them. They're mine. No. And after Baba finished, he said, when you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens. And so off Nikki went. And it wasn't long until one of the new mittens did indeed drop in the snow and was left behind. Now, a little mole, a small creature, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. Do we have a mole or other small creature who would like to come forward? I'm not sure I had a mole. Mouse will work. We have 2 mices. So if you would like to come forward to be the first into the mitten, that means you have all the room. Come on up, Daisy. Nice. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so Mole decided to stay. A rabbit came hopping by and stopped for a moment to groom their winter coat. Do we have any rabbits out there? Any rabbit wannabes? Yes, it's sort of, it's not really, it's kind of like the dirty white mitten snowshoe rabbit that isn't anymore. Rabbit saw the mitten and wiggled in feet first. The mole wasn't sure there was room for both of them, but moved over. Next, a hedgehog. And it's a hedgehog if it looks really alarmed. That's the hedgehog. Little spiky things. What have we got? If you think you're a hedgehog, you are, so come on up. So the hedgehog came shuffling along, and having spent the day looking under wet leaves and all the snow for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but still, they made room. And a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. Got an owl right there. Do you see? Excellent. There you go. That owl decided to move in also. Yes, because there's lots of owls, because there's lots of activity, right? And what do owls do in the winter? Oh, there we go. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl, well, let's see. They all grumbled, but everybody squeezed in. And up through the snow appeared a badger. Anybody want to be a badger today? Something approximating a badger? Who eyed the mitten and began to climb in. Can you think of a badger? You could be a raccoon too, it's fine. All those claws. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There seemed to be no room left, but they gave Badger, well, the thumb, because there's space. It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped to investigate. It may be more than one fox. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made Fox feel drowsy, so in poked that sharp fox muzzle. The other animals gave Fox lots of room because of those big teeth. A blue jay and a cardinal, or maybe a couple of them, being chased by a hawk, spied the mitten from above and dove in. They were not angry. They were simply cold and looking for a way out of the hawk's way. If anybody wants to be a hawk, though we don't have a hawk mask, please come in, because the hawk then circled above slowly and then dove in too. And there followed rather a lot of wiggling and squeaking until everybody found their own spot. The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged many times its size, but Baba's good knitting held fast. Whew. All those animals made room for each other in a snug space, so maybe we should give them some breathing room for a minute and sing together, all of you who are down there with your hymnals. But we have words. Just the first verse. I'm sorry, Victor. Yeah, the owl flew away and did some things and then came back. I forgot that part of the script, Victor. This is song number 346. Come sing a song with me. We'll just sing the first verse. Having the owl in there, I don't know. I think it keeping everybody in line, right? There we go. Now, as evening shadows began to appear, a raccoon or something like that ambled toward the mitten from one direction, and a beaver from the other, although they should both be hibernating, but that's okay. They looked at the mitten, and then each other in surprise sniffed the air and then took turns wiggling into the warm and crowded mitten. So if anybody else would like to make a little space, I wonder if maybe the beaver should have the thumb, right? We've got to make enough room for beaver and beaver's tail, because otherwise somebody gets swatted. So there's the mitten. Oh, there we go. The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged so many times its size. But still, what happened? Baba's good knitting held fast. As the snow turned pink and purple in the setting sun, a deer, or maybe a moose, a deer, emerged from the trees, spied that bulging mitten, and poked their nose in amongst fur and feathers, which with much wiggling, wriggling, and scrunching, in the deer went, except for the antlers, which of course had to stick out the top. For several moments, silence and stillness filled the glen. And then a great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten all plumped up, and not being one to be left out in the cold, although the bear should have been hibernating too, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in as tightly as could be. What animal would argue with a bear? Really? The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged to many times its size, but still Baba's good knitting held fast. And just as the moon showed her silver face among the tree branches, a tiny mouse scurried by. This is the most important animal, so if you're a mouse, you should come up right now. In came the mouse With whiskers twitching, Mouse shivered in the snow and then crawled into the tent-sized Mitten. Peace settled over the clearing, over the Mitten, as all the animals and birds settled in, until the mouse's whiskers twitched right on the bear's nose, and there was a tremendous achoo! And all the animals and birds flew out of the Mitten into the snow and the sky with squeaks and squeals and chirps and growls. Each animal shook off the snow and wandered out into the wider world, each with a story to tell of a place with room for fur, feathers, paws, claws, and maybe even fins and scales. And just then, on their way home, Nicky happened by and saw a white shape in the distance. It was the lost Mitten, silhouetted against the darkening sky. It looked a little different than when Baba had finished knitting it. As Nicky ran to catch the snow-white Mitten, Nicky saw Baba's face in the window. First, she looked to see if Nicky was safe and sound, and then Baba saw that the mittens, those new snow-white mittens, were safe and sound. It's fine. Thank you all. That lovely mitten, well knit by Baba, created a warm and safe home, at least momentarily, for all the creatures in the forest. Our Unitarian Universalist faith calls us to remember all the living beings, that each, from the smallest mouse or mole, or even amoeba, to the largest bear or mountain, has an important part in the interdependent web of life on this one blue boat home. Will you rise in body or in spirit and sing in celebration of the beautiful diversity all around us? Our closing song, with lots of energy, is hymn number 235, Deck the Halls. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. sit if you would like. One more thing, our benediction is from a Ukrainian poet, Vladimir Askalandrovich Fedorchenko, who was born in Odessa in 1935. He was, among other things, a children's poet. Here's his short Christmas poem. Tonight, the whole family will gather at the table. Mother will say, maybe we'll light candles to celebrate the holiday. We'll turn off the lights. We'll get by without them. And our shared Christmas dinner will become a work of art. Let the happy flame dance above the crimson candle as quietly the candlestick weeps a waxen tear.